If you want a copy of my book, The Speculator's Mosaic, you can find that on Amazon. I have been recently interested in looking at Bitcoin and noticing that Bitcoin has been going down. And before I tell you more about that, I hope you enjoy our videos, and please press like. It'll help us a lot. Anyway, as Bitcoin in the last month has tanked something over 30%, what has gotten intriguing to me is the idea of how can I make money out of going short. And the stock I've chosen is called Strategy, headed by a gentleman named Michael Saylor. And I think what is interesting about him is I've never seen an entrepreneur who has built such a big company in terms of the market cap of Strategy over, I think it's still over 50 billion, with so little, in my opinion, fundamental reason. Why has Bitcoin gone down? I think it's gone down because there's no fundamental reasons why it should become more valuable other than if we get a lot of inflation. The fact that there are fewer and fewer new Bitcoins means that Bitcoin, like gold and silver, would tend to benefit from high inflation. But with that said, I think the rest of the story has come to a peak in Bitcoin. I would be surprised if Bitcoin ever gets over 120,000 again, because the rest of the outlook, I think, is very questionable. And one of the biggest reasons for that is we look very favorably on some of the real inflation hedges, such as gold and silver. Silver in particular, if you look at the number of fundamental positives that are coming into silver and why it could well go significantly higher than the current price of around $50 an ounce, it is an amazing difference between that and Bitcoin, where I don't see similar strong bullish aspects. However, one aspect that is the same is that both the price changes of silver and Bitcoin are very volatile. And so part of my thinking on why Bitcoin is going to go down so much more is that the people who have held Bitcoin for a long time and have made big money tended to be young, speculative types, and now think that as they look at losing money by being in Bitcoin and say, well, maybe I should sell Bitcoin, and now where should I put my speculative interest? Today, I think silver is a particularly good choice. So that's another reason why I am bullish on silver, but also bearish on not only Bitcoin, but on the company Strategy that is led by Mr. Michael Saylor. It is so intriguing to see all of the Bitcoin aficionados who are on YouTube talking about how despite the decline in Bitcoin and the greater decline in Strategy, that it'll turn around and things will go back up, but they never talk about any fundamentals. By contrast, as I say, the latest information on silver, you keep getting new reasons for being bullish. Therefore, I very much recommend shorting Strategy and being very careful. I do tend to use buy stops if you get bounces, and we probably will have bounces, but nevertheless, I would say to Mr. Saylor, you better sell some of your stock to have some cash on hand in case the whole company, I'm speaking of Strategy, ends up bankrupt. It's important that you all should know I make no claims to be something that what my advice is going to be worth anything. Anyone should do their own work, and I also have had history since 1975, a number of major mistakes as a result of which I've had considerable volatility in my results, and so therefore, once again, do your own work. I recently have noticed that we've had significant increase in the number of subscribers. So we want to thank you for your interest. And because there seems to be some continuing speech restrictions going on with some of the platforms, you may want to come to one of our other platforms that may have more information that we can share with you than what you're seeing now.